guys saw it yesterday. We had a few late trades. I don't remember what they were, but we'll get EJ to get those to you. Good practice today. We'll just clean up, making sure we're sharp, and we'll be ready to go. Questions? Pardon me, guys.
What are you guys looking to get aside from staying healthy? I mean, is it a position group or two that you're really looking to keep an eye on here?
I think anytime, again, you guys hear me say this all the time, anytime you go to Heinz Field, you just want to see the guys play sharp. What are we going to run on offense? What are we going to run on defense? We're going to try to keep it, pretty basic. But I want to see our guys execute. I don't want to see, a lot of false starts or guys jumping off sides on defense. I just want to see a clean game. I don't care what the score is. I don't care who wins blue and gold. I want to see a clean game. And again, as you know, I want to come out of it healthy. I didn't advertise this last year, but, Deslin got hurt last year in the spring game and really missed all his lifting and stuff. So, Des is not going to play in the spring game. I'm not going to do it. If I was him, I'd wake up on a spring game morning going, oh my God, I hope I don't do what I did last year. And that was miserable for him, it was miserable for us. We all feel bad and don't want that to happen. So we got to prevent that. I mean, Brian O'Neill got hurt in the spring game, so we just got to stay healthy. That's the main thing. I know I always say it sounds simple. One of our players said, hey, we got through spring ball healthy, and here's Haba Baldonado coming over. I don't know, he was looking at me crazy. That's truly what we need to do.
How have you seen you guys perform, or your guys perform, as far as procedural things this year? Every year, when you get that reset, sometimes it can go back a little bit. Have you seen them go back, or have you seen kind of just starting on a better ground moving forward with
as far as what the
procedural penalties?
Yeah, but we have too many of them right now. Too many of them, and I think it comes with a new offense. We have, last year we went on one all the time. It didn't matter. We were just trying to snap the ball fast. So we've got a lot of different cadences. So it's it's a learning thing for our guys. And it's a focus thing. So again, they'll be much better in camp, and we'll work on it all summer because we found out it is an issue right now, and so we'll fix those. I'm not worried about that.
Do you feel like it was a big improvement though to last year? It seems like 2 years ago, like 2019, 2020, you guys had a lot of procedure penalties, like those kind of focus things. Do you feel like you got a lot better at that last season?
Yeah, we did. We got because we went on one count. So it's like, what do you want to do? I mean, sometimes your cadence helps you more than you guys know that you can see with your naked eye. We're trying to get a look at the coverage when you're going on 2 or 3, and you change your cadence up a little bit and have fake cadence where you're really not doing anything, but you want to see what an offense or a defense is doing. So there's some things that you don't really see with the naked eye that helps you have a big play because you knew as a quarterback what the coverage was prior to the snap. So there's things like that help you when you do that. We really didn't do that in the last 3 years. Really, it was just snap the ball and go, and that's which is again another tribute to Kenny Pickett. Why everything was post snap for him. There wasn't a whole lot of, hey, let's make them show their cards and then play football from there.
What do you know about your team today that you didn't know on February 28th?
What do we know? Again, you find out. There's just some players that you go, okay, can play, that are going to help us this year. I think that's the main thing. Going into spring ball, you're like, who is going to help us? I look around and like Ryan Baer is going to help us this year. I don't have any question. Jake Landers did some nice things. Khalil Anderson's done some nice things that you go. PJ O'Brien is a lot better than he was. Bengali's come out of, being just a kind of a sometimes player to being an every down linebacker. Solomon DeShields, there was a lot of unknowns coming from him coming into spring ball. Was he wide out? Was he a linebacker? Is he tough enough to play on defense? We found out he's tough enough and got to be a really good player for us on defense. So there's, I can just keep going on and on. We find a lot about every kid in a good way or bad way.
You named a lot of players there, but every year you've given us at least 1 or 2 guys who say, hey, this guy is taking practice or things more seriously this year. Do you feel like you have more of those guys this year? Because it seems you got a lot more younger guys stepping into starting roles.
Yeah, I think so. I think we got a mature team like we did last year. We've got almost 28 seniors or something like that. And I don't know if they're seniors or if they'll come back for another year. We don't know that. Nice for roster management. Thank you to the NCAA, but we've got a mature football team that is locked in and trying to get better every day.
Along those lines, you had an obvious leader last year. Have you seen somebody kind of emerge in that role this year?
Yes, Deslin's a guy that's obviously a returning captain. So Deslin on defense again has stepped up and been a leader there. I think Brandon Hill on defense Offensively, I think Carter Warren's been a guy that's led. You know, Shavassi Dennis also on defense has been a leader. He got chosen captain of I believe, the blue team. Other offense leaders, you know, I think both quarterbacks, Slovis and Nick Patty, have you know, showed, you know, that they can lead. I think, you know, they're battling for that position, so I think that's the main priority right now without asking too much. Can't think of anybody else. Nobody in the backfield. I would say Carter Warren would be the guy right now.
How much of your top 2 quarterbacks going to play on Saturday?
I don't know. Depends on what the coordinators on those 2 teams do, but, you know, because they're in red jerseys, we're not really worried about them, although, you know, knuckleheads, you know, could get too close and talk about the halo. Like, the D-line's supposed to stay this far away, so when I throw a pass, I don't hit a helmet. So that's what we're worried about. I might call some penalties myself. I might get a flag and just throw a halo penalty for those guys getting too close, because they all want to show everybody I got a sack. But, you know, they're going to play, you know, I don't know, 20 snaps, whatever, you know, whatever they want to. We really haven't talked about that yet. We'll talk about this afternoon, and, but we hope the quarterbacks stay healthy.
What are you looking for? And I know it's like but what are you looking for from in somewhat of a game environment?
From the quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Looking for them to make plays. I mean, you know, lead the offense first of all. I mean, I think, again, you know, those pre-snap infractions, unforced errors, whatever you want to call them, start in the huddle. Okay, like get your guys together and leading that huddle, and then breaking it together, and then going out there and making plays. We want to see the quarterbacks throw the ball when they do throw it accurately, and put it where it's, you know, easy to catch. Don't make it a hard catch, and get us in the right play. Which, you know, quarterbacks are going to have more opportunities than they've ever had before to change plays and get us in the right play.
You got a pretty deep wide receiver group versus a pretty deep cornerback group. You know, guys that you're excited about like Ryan Gandy. Who have you seen kind of win out so far throughout the scrimmages and practice as far as receivers versus corners this year?
I mean, I think it's been a mix 50-50. You know, the receivers have made some great plays. The DBs have made some great plays. You're not going to win them all, so I'd say it's 50-50. I couldn't tell you. Put it this way: Jordan Addison wins a lot. Okay, it's just like watching him is fun. You probably won't see him play as much either. But so I mean, it's you know, I'd say 50-50. But, you know, there's the one guy that's going to make plays and gets open. There was a play yesterday, or Tuesday, 2-minute situation. The offense needed a touchdown, and Jordan Addison double covered on a fade route. And my man just went up in between both of them, timed it right, snatched it, and scored. And he's like about the 5-yard line. And both DBs just looked at each other, like me and Jerry looking at each other like what just happened. And they both got beat by Jordan. So, I mean, looking for guys to make plays, and you know, it's been a 50-50 deal, I'd say, but there's some guys that are elite.
After the season, were you ever worried or concerned that Habo would leave and try to test the NFL waters? And I guess, what have you seen from him this spring, and what do you hope to see from him next season?
Yeah, I mean, you know, me and Habo had discussions for sure. I mean, you know, he's a smart kid. He's smart enough to know that, hey, let's check it out, tell me where I'm going to be. But I think, you know, Habo looked and said, hey, I want more than that. And you know, he would have got drafted this year without a question. But, you know, I think coming back for another year was a smart move by him. So we had those discussions, and it was probably best for him to come back and have another dominant year.
Is part of Saturday just about, you know, this is how you come out of the tunnel, this is how we go to Heinz Field? I mean, is that part of it for young guys too?
It is. I mean, it's good for the young guys, good for the new coaches to see how we do it. So if there's any adjustments we want to make going into fall camp, we can make those. So I think it's a little bit of both. But I mean, if it's a game, we're going to play it like a game. You know, we're going to do headsets and be ready to go.
One last one, please.
Last one. On Habo, Charlie told us earlier in the spring that maybe there was half a dozen sacks that he was just like within inches of getting.
Yeah, maybe 8.
And that's kind of where he needs to go. I mean, where have you seen him? Where did you see him grow last year for him to step up and have the season he had last year? And I guess now I'm trying to get those extra.
Yeah, I mean, last year to this year and this spring, I mean, he's just become. I mean, he's so smart. I mean, he's getting one of those smartest guys in there, like a Jalen Twyman. You know, like a Patrick Jones and Rashad Weaver. He's got that intelligence, so that's always going to make him better. And like I said, the key is him finishing the play. You know, you're there, you got an opportunity to make the play, but, you know, in the NFL, they're going to want to watch you finish the play. And, we've just seen his motor and, you know, that attention to detail, because it takes detail. It's the right angle at the quarterback. Did you go inside shoulder, outside shoulder, upfield shoulder? Where were you? And what are you doing to make a play?
Who's Justin?
Chris, you got the last one.
Just as a, you know, a walk-on running back. Wish I could tell you where he's from. And he's a great kid. You know, just he's shut his mouth. I just saw him yesterday and go, who is this guy? I think everybody was just excited. He came in mid ball, He's tried out a couple years ago, and we've tried him out 2 or 3 times, and we had a couple running backs go down, and we just needed a tailback to hand it off to, and he's come in and done a nice job for us.
Okay. Coach, thank you very much.